How loud can this thing get so quickly? So what do you guys think about the Armoury closing and stuff? Like, what's happening here today?
What's happening here today? Well, if you see here, there's a big news van.
We got a City TV, we have
There's CBC, Global's on lunch break right now, but the Armoury's, the hours are getting cut because all their funding is being cut.
And that's a disappointment, man, because, you know, I started coming here the summer of 2011, and, you know, fucking this place was, you know, it was like almost at the peak, I think. And as the years go by, staff are leaving, getting new staff, which are having a little, I don't know, I think the whole security system's going.
Yeah.
So I think we need what we could really
use. If the government really cared about us, which
that's what it means.
by judging of brutality, I think that we all know what actually they think of us.
I honestly think that we should find some way to fundraise some money for the S, like just us as the youth here. If we find some way to fundraise for the S, it'd probably work out better than them trying to fundraise.
Oh, shit,
we can
you know?
walk around selling shit for just to save the Armoury, save the S period, man. Like, I honestly think, what are you supposed to do from the hours of 8 o'clock till fucking 1 o'clock in the afternoon? Everybody else is sitting here. We're all sitting here. This is like a second home to us.
The shitty thing is, the shelters get out like 8:30, or no, it's fucking like 7:30. Shelters get out 7:30. The youth shelter gets out at 7:30, and the co-op, another place we go to, a nice place, doesn't open till like 2, maybe 12 at good days, and the library is only open till 10. So like, where are we supposed to go from like 7:30 to like 1 p.m.? We're gonna be on your door or in the cold, because really, the only place we physically can go without getting kicked out is like the library. And if we all start going there,
we're definitely gonna get kicked out for sure.
Exactly. They'll start be like, oh, a bunch of homeless kids, we can't have that.
And if this place closes down, then not a lot of resources out there for the youth. Well, there's a lot of other places that are required 18 and up.
Or like downtown. That's shitty.
So, what about you? What has this place offered for you?
A place where I don't have to sleep in a mall.
In the middle.
Is the camera on?
Yeah.
Do I look decent?
Yeah. All right. So,
my name is Harry McKenzie, and I hear that the Armoury is running low on funding. And what this does to me is makes me sad.
and how has the Armoury helped you in the past?
They've helped me with food, shelter, helped me print up resumes, helped me look for, and they help with a bunch of clothing. Like, there's so much that they help with, and people take advantage of that sometimes. I take advantage of that sometimes, and when I stop to think about it, it hurts me, it hurts other people. We just need support.
Do you go to the Armoury a lot in the morning?
Well, yeah, typically I'll wake up in the morning and I'll go to the Armoury. They usually have a decent breakfast there, and I can have a shower there. Like right now, it's winter time. It's going to start getting colder. It's been warm for the last little bit, but February is always hell. So with it not being open in the morning, a lot of kids aren't going to have a place to go, so they're going to be winding up going to the library or going to other places, getting themselves into trouble or drinking or doing drugs, and that's not really good, right? That doesn't help people. Like, the Armoury is really just there to guide us, and you need to be willing to accept that guidance. And for me, they've typically helped me out a lot in the past. They've helped me make resumes and, you know, kind of give me a little kick in the ass so I can actually go out and go job hunting or get into programs like Bridging the Gap, which I'm trying to do right now. Or there's also this new one, the Verdo program.
So what are you going to do if the Armoury's hours are cut? What are you going to do in the morning from 9 till 1 o'clock?
Do my best to get myself off the streets. The Armoury helped out. Well, they helped out with resumes and all. With the hours cut back, I have no idea. I know for a lot of other people, it's going to cause them to go back into their regular habits.
Is it going to be easier or harder to find a job now that the Armoury isn't available to us in the morning?
Well, it would be a lot harder because if you have to call a place, and it would be best to call them in the morning, and you don't have a place to do that, then how does that help you, right?
What's the success rate of the Armoury for people who get out?
Like 60%, which isn't terrible. And I haven't really seen a lot of kids who have used the Armoury or the S who have actually like wound up growing up to be homeless for the rest of their lives. And I've known a lot of people to go through there.
Do you think the Armoury will still be able to help you, even though they're not going to be open in the morning?
Maybe not as much in the morning if this isn't successful, but I'm pretty sure it will.
What do you think of the programs they have at the Armoury?
The programs, they help. They're real eye-openers, and sometimes you need that. Sometimes you get full of yourself, and sometimes you need the programs to help you stop and think about your situation on the streets.
But with the hours cut back, I really don't know. I would really like them to stay open, but with funding and all, get a couple of guys together or something, fucking make our own little fundraiser, if possible.
Do you have any ideas for that fundraiser?
Get a couple of petitions together, like get people to sign a petition. That's what we should do. Well, I think as a group we should all pan together and come up with a group decision.
I don't think panhandling is going to get us very much money. No, I know, I'm joking.
We got $15. Let's keep it open.
Okay. And I think we should all just pan together. It's gonna be a process, but you know what? With teamwork, anything can be done. Anything. Here.
Now get the C shot. Get the C shot. Get the C shot.
Alright, so I'm just gonna show you guys where this campsite is. Just jump over that fence right there. Where this fence has been chopped down here. I'm not talking about there. See, okay, I'll show you for what you can see here is where people have slept. Okay, well look at this. People fucking sleep up here. Nobody gets to look. There's somebody's blanket. Here's another blanket. There's somebody's boots.
But like, people sleep down here?
People sleep here. There used to be a barrel down here. People put a fire down here.
Isn't it cold?
It's fucking cold. There was a lantern here at the same time. People use shit under here for fucking heat. People, look, this beer isn't even open. It's frozen solid. A frozen solid beer. So I'm showing you guys this spot right here because this is where I sleep when I can't get in the shelter over there. This is one of the many places I sleep. Here.
Why do they only let a certain amount of youth in?
Because the funding. Because of the lack of funding, they're cutting staff off. My uncle used to work at the shelter. He got fired today because of the lack of funding. He got fired. He said that you can't work here. We don't have enough money to pay you.
So what's the solution?
I think that, honestly, if We need to find some way to get more money. I don't know how that's possible. The fact that the YES is losing their funding, the fact that only a certain amount of youth can stay at the shelter. Look, there's people forced to sleep up here. There's people forced to leave their stuff here so nobody takes them. Like, these are somebody's high quality steel toe boots. Nobody gets it.
So what can you tell us about the YES and the whole staying there? And
well, I'd have to say that my experiences at the YES have been, you know, pretty good. They've helped me out. I don't understand why, you know, they might shut down and shit, because they've been helping me out. They're helping us move forward. I've been given lots of resources, and I am moving forward. I used to be into some pretty stupid shit, and yeah, like I said, they're helping me move forward, and if they close, they won't be able to do that for us kids down here, and there's a lot of us.
why do you have to sleep outside?
Well, the YES fills in, or fills up, where, you know, they got minimum space. And then if some of these programs shut down, a lot more of us would probably be sleeping out here. Yeah, that's not fun.
Is it safe?
Well, you know, sometimes you might not be disturbed, but there are other homeless people down here, some older people, and it's not fun getting into scraps with those guys.
Anything else you want to say about the whole YES funding crisis and hours being cut?
Well, I'd just like to say that, you know, us kids, we need your support, so it'd be great if you guys could do it.
And you see, people walk through here every day and don't notice shit.
Here we are at the Armoury in the morning. It's January 18th.
So usually at 9 o'clock in the morning, the idea behind AYC, or Armoury Youth Center, is to provide the youth with a safe alternative day program. So we usually take the youth in at 9 o'clock, we'll give them breakfast, we'll help them out, ask them what they need for the day, and see if we can provide any resources or services for them. Then usually throughout the mornings and stuff like that, we'll run programs, outreach services, so if they need showers, donations, anything to kind of help meet basic needs. Then in the afternoons, we usually focus on programming, so building life skills, working towards achieving, you know, some kind of skill building activities or anything along those lines. Usually staff try to meet clients where they're at and work with them to find any like resources, like I said earlier, or anything to kind of help them move a little bit forward.
What are we going to be losing with these, with the hour cuts?
The hour cuts, the mornings are going to be affected. And that's kind of the worst part of it all, because especially when it's cold out or it's snowing, a lot of the youth come because they didn't have a warm place to stay last night. They didn't have, you know, clothing to sleep in, or a bed to sleep in, or even blankets. So a lot of them come here wanting to warm up and just have a shower to wake themselves up. A lot of the times our youth need mitts and toques and everything like that because of the snow. And you know, today is a perfect example where no one knew the snow was coming, and then all of a sudden it's here. So it's 3 feet deep, and we had no idea. So in the mornings, we're losing that essential moment where the youth need us the most.
Anything you want to add?
I just think it's important for the community to really come together and understand what valuable service we're providing for everybody. I mean, it's more than just YES, and so many other programs in so many other places have their funding cut. And this is just essential things that we need to help our youth brighten their futures and be there for us when we're going to need them the most as well.
Start with your name.
Sue Keating. I'm the Associate Executive Director at Youth Empowerment and Support Services.
Okay, now.
Hi, I'm Deb Cotley, Executive Director of the Youth Empowerment and Support Services.
Well, that's perfect because I already talked to your executive director. So, what is the funding cuts, whatever it's called, at the Armoury? How does this affect you?
How it affects me is that the hardest thing I've ever had to do was have the conversation I had with you guys on Friday morning.
We're finding ourselves in a situation where we've come to the end of the road in terms of our ability to maintain our programs. For the last 3 years, we've had significant shortfalls in our fundraising.
You know, it's not just this year, it's from one year to the next, that the amount of money that we need to raise to keep all of our programs operating is too high to do through fundraising.
In the last 2 years, we've cut in all the areas but client services. In this year, we have nothing left. And so unfortunately, we have to let our kids down. And I really believe that we failed our kids because we haven't been able to maintain it.
With the cuts we've had to make, we've lost 10 full-time staff positions. And what that means is that we can't open the Armoury in the morning anymore. So it'll be open from 1 in the afternoon until 9 at night.
And when is these hour cuts going to start?
This takes effect on February 4th.
When we sit down to do our budget at the beginning of the year, we have approximately $1,073,000 that we know we're guaranteed to get through Human Services and through United Way. So this year, 2012-2013, our budget is $5.2 million. So we have to raise the money through other means. So through grant applications for funding programs, through special events. We have a number of special events, through working with the community when they want to do events, mail campaigns. We have a Recycle for Youth program where we pick up beverage containers from businesses. So we've got a pretty multifaceted funds development program. But in order to meet our needs, what we really require is long-term sustainable funding that we can count on year after year after year.
Okay. Anything else I should add to this?
What's the solution?
What could you ask from the community and the youth here to help solve this problem?
Well, I expect that we'll get a flurry of donations, certainly from the community, and the community has been incredible and have kept the doors open, I guess, for 30 years. The support we get from the community hasn't fallen off, it's just that the costs have risen dramatically. So what we need is someone to come forward, some funding stream to come forward that will give us income that we can count on from one year to the next to the next.
We have some amazing supporters. We have people who, who will do whatever it takes. From making sure there's RVs and taking the kids away in the summer so that they can have a camping experience, to donating food. When you have a grocery budget of $3,800 for the entire year, you can buy milk. You can't buy any other food. So all our food is donated. We have funders who donate clothing, or donors who donate clothing. We have supporters who donate all the personal care items. When you're a kid and you've been on the street or you've been struggling with some of the difficulties, your self-esteem goes down the tubes. So if a little bit of hair gel or a little bit of hairspray or even a shower with a bar of soap will make a difference in your life, we have people who step up to the plate and give us those things.
So what could you ask from the community or the other youth to kind of help in this situation?
What I think is important for the community to do is not to judge our kids. I think it's important for them to understand that our kids are just ordinary, everyday kids. It's just that they come from much more difficult realities than kids that have a stable environment. It's easy to point fingers and blame the kids, but they're not to blame. I think that it's important to look at the kids that come here as our future. I think the other thing that we need the community to do is to be champions for our kids, to tell people about the good work that they do and the good work that Yes does, and to spread the story. Spread the story that Yes is a valuable asset, and that these kids have incredible capacity and resilience.
That's amazing. Well, thanks for your time.
You're welcome, thank you.
Is there anything you want to add?
I think that what people need to be aware of is that the kids who come to Yes are here because they're courageous and resilient enough to recognize that they need to do some work to make some changes. But we are talking about kids, and all kids need somebody in their corner, somebody who's got their back and will help them with decision making and goal setting. So that's what we're here for. That's what we're here to do.
What's happening now, John Luke?
Okay, well, we've written all these letters. We're going to send them to some newspapers, see if we can get some publicity, and then we're going to ask the public to make some donations, and hopefully everything will go well from there. And thanks for watching.
So he just... Oh, I think that's good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like the thanks for watching. What did you plan to say?
I don't know, just...
You said something like that, right?
Yeah.
No, he said something stupid though. Like,
I think...
all we do now is wait. Who the fuck said that? You just say thanks for watching. Like, that doesn't sound hopeful at all. Like, you think Winston Churchill in like World War II is like, well, Europe's under attack, but all we do is wait now. No, you get out there and kick some fucking ass.
Rusted chains of prison